Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We are at our pet rescue slash vet slash humane society slash SPCA today, and I just wanted to show you the really bad image of a waterfall that I found. Really awful, but it is what it is. I have sort of done a little bit of work around here with the fish. And as you can see, the waterfall, as I say, is really terrible, but it was the best I could do at short notice. But I found the heron, which is really cool. There's another little one there, and there's a dog, an Egyptian dog, but nevertheless, I thought that the koi pond's looking pretty good. And if you stand here, you just see them swimming underneath the water until you get closer, and then you get the whole image. So today, we've got a few things. I have done a little bit of this and that. If we go in here, the stairs, I have put a banister on it. We have this area underneath the staircase, which has got all their records and stuff in. Well, there's nothing in it, but that's where they would keep their records with our strange and unusual banister, which I really like. I put some plants on the banister, and I found these desks, which are actually quite cool. Ooh, they're different. Why are they different? Hold on. Copy that one onto that one. And then change that one to that side, and it bounces back. So they're actually quite nice as like a pod area. And then my piece of wood vanished. Dang it, where'd it go? There's my wood. Hold on. 1, 2. There's my wood. All right, let's try this a different way and just change this. That is just weird. I know we're on mahogany, so we'll just do it that way. And I put this board up. It's almost like a privacy board to sort of keep the noise in that area, and we'll have 2 people sitting here who can work with each other, and I'll going to put computers and stuff like that. Then we have an office here. Slightly, the offices are small, they're not huge, but this is sort of just admin offices. And this is the tiniest one. So that's the junior. And then this is going to be a bathroom. And I've put flooring down. I am not 100% sure of the honeycomb, but I thought it looked quite nice in here. Sort of just zhuzhed the place up a little bit. And then we've still got the wood on that wall, most of that wall, as you can see by this. So there we go. I might put it on actually, let's do that and see what that looks like. That's actually quite nice because it makes the concrete finish pop a little bit better. So we will come back and do the office if we have a moment. But right now we're going down here, and I was thinking, you know what, I really like this poster and we will use it somewhere else, but I want to put the fish tank on this one. I think that will be cool. So you can see I've been checking to see I have mesh for the kennels, but right now I'm looking for these. Let's see how big that is. Actually, that those fish are going to be ginormous. Those are the fish that you don't really want to meet when it's dark outside. That would make an awesome fish tank. So let's see, what are we going to use as the base? Should we use this? Do we just want to go down? Come on, like that. That will work. And then we can on the top. I'm not sure yet. You can see I'm super prepared, as usual. I'm looking for the window. There's the window. And I think I'm going to go with white to start with. We can always change it. Let's see, how wide do we want that size? And then for the front here, about that. No, keep on doing that. Push the button, the undo button by mistake. Alright, so let's start with this. Now, for fish, normally you have gravel or something along those lines, and this picture's not quite the right size for the wood. I might have to add something on. I think let's line it up there and see what a gap we've got. Because then when we move this up, like that, yeah, that'll work. Then we're going to resize it. Yes, perfect. Let's take that one away and copy that one instead. Let us just snap it to grid first. Then we can shuffle it around. Okay. And then I'm thinking of moving that out there. And then we'll just pull the sides in with something. And the base, we are probably going to need our little block. And to edge this a little bit. Is that pretty much within? Okay. So if I do that, yes, perfect. It just, hate when that happens. You see the pattern doesn't line up. That's horrible. That's a pain in the behind. It is what it, whoops, it is what it is. Okay, and then for this, let's get another block or two. And can I? Yes, I can put you there. Let's do maybe the white. So it's the same as the window. And I can't get in there. Yeah. Let's just move it out, color it, and then move it back. There we go. And I'm going to have to fix that. Okay, and that needs to be resized one more block. Will that work? Yeah, at a push. Lots of fapping. But it will be worth it. Alright, that looks pretty good. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my little block again. I'm going to put it on the wall behind here and move it all the way down. I think I'm going to color it in a dark color. So let's go with, that's not going to be dark enough. That, and use the darkest brown we have. It's not dark. It's definitely not dark. That's definitely, yeah. Fine. Let's see if this will do it. Yeah, that'll work. Do this on the sides. Can I get you? Yes, I can. That sort of gives the illusion of the fish tank. Put this onto grid snapping and see what happens. That is in the right place. Just needs to be moved in carefully. Dang it. I keep forgetting this thing reacts to walls. Okay, I'm not going to faff any longer. I will come back and faff some more. And then on the top, I've got to do this wood here. Actually, no, we weren't going to. We were going to gravel at the bottom there. Let's quickly do that. Stone, and at the bottom here is gravel somewhere. There it is. Should be okay. That's concrete. We've got pea gravel. Where's our pea gravel? There we go. That actually is better because then we can use the dark brown on it. We can probably embed a light in there and put some real plants, maybe. Maybe. Let's see. Have we got any really small plants that we can put in there and sort of shove through like that? You're not going to sit in there. All right, we're going to have to figure that one out. But that is basically the basis of our fish tank. Might make it a bit wider. We shall see. All right. Then going out here, we have another area here that I'm probably going to make the aviary. That makes sense. This is copied over from the dog kennels for whatever reason. This is the office. I've put buckets of food and bags of food in here, as well as 2 emergency kits just in case, cat scratches and band-aids, you know. And I have put some climbing stuff in here. It's all fuzzy carpets now. That's the kitten climbing. And then we've got balls. We've got little balls. We've got fluffy things to play with. We got the closest thing we have to a fluffy cat sitting on there. And then we've got lots of toys floating around everywhere. There's hiding under there. And then we've got litter boxes. This is the resizable container. I thought that was quite good as a litter box in both of them here. And I'm thinking newspaper, because we've got the open newspaper somewhere. There it is. And I was like, you know, maybe we can just put some newspaper underneath here. You know, cats and litter boxes. Like I've had a cat or something. I don't know. Thought that was quite appropriate. And we'll do the same in here. There we go. So that is the cattery. And you can see the cat peeking through there. And on the wall outside here, you will see the cats for the cattery. Now, we don't have that many dog images in the game yet. But I know we're going to have lots of dogs. Oh, and there's some dog collars or cat collars, but that's huge for a cat collar. So there's a couple of dog collars there. And as I was saying, we go, that's the bathroom. We haven't even looked at it yet, but we go down here, past the office, and we go here. And what I've done is I've built kennels. Now, the kennels are not perfect yet. We've still got some work to do on them. But I just thought, let's start them. And I went onto the internet and I Googled all kinds of stuff and sizes of... Seriously? Oh, it is. I was trying to open the door. Sorry, I'm going mad. Sizes for dog kennels. And this is basically what I got as a large dog kennel. So we've got the door here, which could be chain link. We've got the dog bed, which I think is really cute. We've got 2 bowls, one for water and one for food. And then if you go through here, this is a door that will open onto an outdoor area. So the dog can go poop and do all he needs to do out there. And there's a number of them here. I haven't quite finished making these the right size yet, so let's resize some dog beds. I thought these were so cute as dog beds. Again, the resizable container that we used for the cat litter is now the dog bed. And each one of these has got a door into an outside area, and then that should be a gate, but we don't have any chain link. Ew. It's weird. Okay, there we go. We don't have chain link gate doors, so what I was thinking of doing is I just put, for now, I've put glass in there. But if we look at our pictures and we go to the poster, I have got an image, and for some reason it's here, but let's not argue. It's apparently resizable chain link. So this is going to be fun. Let's see how big we can get it before it breaks. What do you say? We can't resize it, so I'm going to move it down to here and in a smidgen. And we're going to use every possible bit of the image we can, because I don't know how big it's going to be able to get. And then we can, let's see how big that becomes. Shall we? Well, it's not perfect, but it's better. Okay, we can make it a little bit smaller then. I keep forgetting I can't do that, can I? I can do this. There we go. So we've got, in inverted commas, a chain link fence. So each one of these is going to be mesh. Now we've got to move it into place. And I think that works pretty dang well. And I wanted to do the same thing on the inside at the top. I'm also having fun with the gate, by the way. Don't know if anyone else has found this problem, but I will show you shortly. Okay, so that's the outside mesh, and then this will be that's the problem I have with the gate. This will be where the meet and greets for the puppies can happen. I'm going to put some benches and all the rest in here, but that's fairly effective as a mesh. I quite like that. I will faff with the moving details if needs be, so they fit nicely into the windows. That's better. It's right up against the frame and it looks like framed mesh. Okay. All right, so if we look at the gate, ain't that just beautiful? And as we walk closer up to it, oh look, it magically appears in the fence. But as we go further back, the sides of it disappear. And that is just weird. So, yeah, I don't know what the heck happened there. All right, we've got a roof here, and then this is again the mesh. So let's throw it on here, and we can enlarge this one, move it into place, hopefully. Let's see if we can get this done. I haven't put a window in here, so I'm not sure if this is going to work. It's not bad. Now, apparently this is built, this can be tiled. So we just have to get it in the right place and it will link up. Okay, so it does. Tiles really well. I just Googled a mesh from a fairly reliable source on the internet. And oh, look at that. We have mesh to let air through the kennels. So the puppies have got fresh air. And then, of course, we've got the windows on the sides. Now, we don't have a lot of dog stuff, but I'm sure we can make it comfy here for the puppies. We can put a blanket on the floor. So I'm using the turquoises. So we're going to go with fluffy because, you know, we can. And I'm just going to take it to a plain color, maybe this color. We'll just throw a whole bunch of blankets down here. That's a little too small. And we can't read. Well, I guess that will work. And then some toys. We have tennis balls. I used the golf ball for the cats, but I'm sure the puppies will thoroughly enjoy some tennis balls. And you know that the tennis ball has to be that color. Ooh, and it sits on top of the napkin as well. And then a slightly bigger ball. We got a baseball, but I think that's a little hard. I don't think the shuttlecock would survive, but maybe we can do some chewy toys. If it didn't have the teddy on it, it would almost be like a dog chew toy. Dog chew toy. But dogs like all kinds of stuff, including teddy bears and stuff. So should we put a doll in here? Why not? To munch on. Shame on me. And how about one of these? This would be like a squeaky toy. That doesn't sit there, but it can sit there. There we go. So some toys for the puppies as well. Now, I don't know if I want to put the mesh all the way along here. I don't think it's necessary, but I think just on there it looks pretty good. I could probably put it here as well, so it looks like mesh as opposed to glass. Let me know. And then I'll go through and I'll throw blankets and stuff like that. But now that we've seen the blankets, again, let's go into our storeroom. That went through my mind and then I forgot about it. That. And then we can have packs of them. Fuzzy blankets, whole bunches of them, just sort of like together on the shelf. So we have blankets for the cats and the dogs. We have buckets and mops and brooms and stuff and things. And we're probably going to need stuff like hand wash. So towel dispenser, very important. Colors do we have? Let's go for basic whites in here. Definitely a towel dispenser, soap dispenser, and hand sanitizer because, you know, you're working with unknowns. And then I think let's do that as well. But where can we put it? Over here? Yeah. Let's take the hand sanitizer and put it there. And that can go next to there. So we've got various things. Now here, I'm not quite sure what to do, but you would think that people would come in here to make notes on charts. So I'm thinking maybe a corkboard or two. I'm going to keep it with that frame like that. And then maybe a shelf just underneath the corkboard. There we go. And then they can have push pins and all kinds of stuff. And then we can have a couple more photos as well. We've got the Polaroids, which I really like the little Polaroid that we have. This one. So we can maybe put in a couple of puppy pictures. Where's that cat? There we go. And then we've got quite a few cat pictures and dog pictures. And I wish it would just take us back to where we were. Look at that face. Now these cat and dog pictures, if I'm not mistaken, are from Unsplash. That gives you an idea where they came from. And then we can probably just go back and get some more pages of office paper, throw some stuff here, important information. Don't want the contract, that would be good. Yeah, because we've got the records under the stairs, so that'll work. And then we've got space for 2 people to sit here, 1 desk, and I think a couple of files can just get chucked in there, and a couple of markers. Well, not markers so much, but maybe a few pens and a pencil can go onto the shelf here. And great work, of course. Makes it a little bit more lived in. And I think in here I would like to put a kettle, because people can pop in here and get something to drink. This can sit in the corner over here. Don't know how sanitary that would be, but it's fine. Or it'll be fine. Sure, you need hot water for scrapes and bruises. Ooh, the vacuum cleaner. Have I got any way to put the vacuum cleaner? Yeah, it'll be fine. Right there. I think that works. Oh, I was thinking, sorry, should we put water bowls out here? Yeah, nothing. It's just like, fine, let's just do that. And then, yeah, the grass is in the way. But that might work as a water source. It's a little shiny. Can we please make it matte? Maybe? Now, if only we had a tap that went into it. That would really be awesome. But alas, no, we don't. Okay. Sorry, went on a side mission there. Okay, so where was I? I was doing stuff in the office here. All right. So, any more suggestions of what we can use as like cat food, dog food? I know we've got coffee and stuff like that. We've got Scooby-Doo treats, Scooby snacks. But I was thinking of like something like this that doesn't say all-purpose flour on it. We've got the Scooby snacks, but it's open. If only it was closed. Well, that would work as dog treats. What would work as like cat food? What is going to be bigger? Because yes, cats are smaller than dogs, but they can eat. No, you see, the all-purpose flour is bigger. So that would work if only we could, if we didn't read the label, we'd be fine. From here it's fine because you can't read what it says. And then these big bags of dog food, sort of bins of stuff. Cleaning supplies would probably be important. Maybe at the top here. Definitely. It will fit on the shelf. You don't want it near the food though. Cleaning gel is always important when you have animals. We're going to need a washing machine. Ooh, I didn't think of that. Let's face it that way. All the blankets and everything. There we go. Can I take one of these out and put a washing machine in? No, that one looks fancy. Don't know why. Would you fit in here? You do. Look at you. Okay, you're going. And then we can just put a shelf on top there. What do you say? I think it's mahogany. There we go. We do need a little kitchenette. Maybe we can use We've got a lot of doors here. Maybe we can make this into a little kitchen. Maybe we can make it into a little kitchen and a storeroom. I was going to make that into the aviary. Can build the aviary out here. I've still got lots of space. I want to make this into an enclosed garden. As you can see, I've built out the top floor now. So we're getting somewhere. So maybe the aviary needs to be out here. Let's see how wide that is. 2 meters. 2 meters, wow. Like I measured or something. Okay, that makes more sense to me because then you've got the mesh in between. We have bird houses. We have that one, and that's it. But this, I think, can sit on the wall. Because then these would be the nesting boxes. They're so tiny. Okay, so that's the sort of concept. Let's get our mesh out again. So we just copy it because I'm lazy. Sure, let's do that. If we do that. Dang, I didn't put it into the middle, did I? Very large mesh. The little birds, they're probably going to escape, but we'll try not to let that happen. Okay, so that's the idea. Not to let them escape, but that's the idea of the aviary. And we would need a roof. I'm not quite sure what I want to use as a roof. Possibly all the roofs have got patterns on them. I don't want a pattern roof. Maybe we must just go for a little block. I will stress about that at a later stage. So let's do this first. The problem obviously being that nobody can get in to feed the birds and the birds can't get out either. But for now, it'll be a placeholder. I don't know exactly what's going to be coming out. I do know they do say things like parrots. I missed a block. How did I miss a block? And I missed a block. There we go. Now I can always sort of pretend there's a door. We could put in a window that looks like a door. And seeing as we're using the mesh, I suppose it would make sense. If I've got it the right size. So there's your door in inverted commas to get in and out. Yes, it's floating simply because otherwise it's going to end up taking the brick below out. We need some branches and stuff and feeding bowls and all the rest of it. So let's go find some branches, shall we? Let's play with these branches here. All right, let's see what we can do with this. Again, I have no idea what sort of birds we're going to get, but I wouldn't mind any birds that they're prepared to give us. I don't think we're going to get like horses and donkeys. From what I understand, it's various small creatures. Okay, so that's the premise for the branches. I'll keep on shoving them in and seeing how they look. It's not bad. I just have to make them look a little neater. And then food-wise, a shallow water dish for bathing, and then various feeders. Let me know, anybody out there with birds, let me know, because I'm thinking maybe that little swimming pool again that I did for the dogs, fairly shallow. And we sink it in. Is that crazy? Maybe change the color. And then food bowls. What do you recommend I use for the trays? And I'm going to put the houses on this side, and then I just need to get an idea of what I should do for the food bowls. I'm going to change this down to a neutral gray. I know, I'm terrible. I'm as bad as Renovate. Everything's got to be gray because, you know. And then I think I'm going to put a diagonal roof on him because it sounds interesting. So why not? Alright, let's do that. Then we can get in there and actually make the underside shortly. There we go. So just something different. And then we can just go in here and paint that. So we have our aviaries. Now, I don't know if that's open enough. Is that open enough? Do they need more airflow? Should I put the mesh on the roof? I have no idea. But that's a good start. And then we've got a place to do another animal here. And I'm thinking maybe snakes, spiders, rabbits, pick a pick. I'm not sure. And for food dishes, I have no clue. So I am going to leave it here. I know this is going to be a short one, and I do apologize for that. But I'm starting to get a little bit more focused with my craziness. So, yay me. Any other suggestions? Have you got ideas for, as I say, cat food, snacks, bird food? This could probably end up as bird food as well. I know we usually get bags of bird food in plastic bags, wild bird food. And should I close this in with mesh or should I leave it open as well? Lots of suggestions. I've got to now sit and do that. Line up the branches nicely for you guys so you can see them. And then I'll wait for you to let me know about water. Do we do that or do we do a little here? Hold on. One last thing. Maybe we should just do a little resizable pool here. Because it's big and clunky when it gets that small. I know there's no hole in the floor. So I don't know. Maybe that is better. Okay, guys. While I'm saying goodbye to you, I'm just going to resize this here because it looks weird. Like I did a half a job. There we go. That's better. And then there we go. Okay, guys, as I was saying, let me know what else should we put in here. We've got weird gates. We've got mesh. We've got, I suppose I'm going to have to put doors on here as well. And when I say doors, I mean pretend doors. And is my koi pond okay? Is the... yeah, that's a little weird, but you know, it is what it is. There's one thing I can do, and that's put a cat statue here. Hey, look at that. My hand's off the mouse. There's like, there's the cat. Ooh, that's the weirdest thing. Hold on. Can I? Okay. Something something is weird. Hold on. Can I grab it now? Yes, I can. It's also shiny. Fine, we'll do it that way. There we go. We have a cat by the door. Okay, guys, I'm gonna leave it here. Let me know any ideas, thoughts, suggestions. We didn't get back up to the offices, but I promise you we will get to them soon. So thank you so much for watching. If you've got this far and you've enjoyed the video, please like the video, leave a comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.